We told y'all this was coming. Dominant from drive one, the Eagles cruised to a 40-22 victory on Sunday, a scoreline that flatters their opponent. Philly put up 34 before Kansas City could even reply, forcing Mahomes into mistakes with a powerful pass rush and blanket coverage. Let's talk protections, pick sixes, and our own inner excellence. Coming into the game, the lines looked a mismatch, and all predictions came true on Sunday. Pressure was ever present for Mahomes, with pockets and passing lanes squeezed shut, all produced with just a 4-man pass rush. This is the opening third down of the game, and watch how they work to reduce Mahomes' space and vision. It's a rush front, but nobody's trying to get straight upfield. They all attack their man with the bull rush, knowing his ability to break the game if you let him get loose. The coverage on the back end matches the push, and playing one of their few man snaps of the day, doubling up Kelce on the third down, and Mahomes starts to feel the squeeze. Watch the ridiculous balance by Milton Williams inside to stay up after he tries to swim the double, and he's immediately chasing, making sure to cut off the outside angle. This is a wizard we're talking about though, and he wheels backwards and reverses field to create space. But watch the hustle from Jalen Carter. He ain't fooled by the goofy running style. He knows how quick this man is, taking a steep angle to force pressure. Mahomes puts up a wild one, and he's lucky it ain't picked. It's not like the Chiefs didn't understand the mismatch either. Here, they set a 7-man protection for Mahomes, doubling both D tackles, sending Pacheco and Kelce to protect the right edge and leave their best lineman on an island. But he's the one that loses, getting bull rushed by Jalix Hunt, and Kelce and Pacheco don't really buy Mahomes enough time either, allowing Josh Sweat to meet him at the QB. And even with 7 more in, the Eagles break the bank. Mahomes has to take shots down big, and Milton Williams again shows us that baller strength, ripping through the left guard and reaching out to knock the ball free. There's a scramble for it, and Milton recovers, completing the sack, strip, recovery trifecta. What makes this Eagles defense so formidable is how well the rush ties in with the coverage. The front 4 and back 7 play in harmony, giving quarterbacks nowhere to go. With such strong pressure, Fangio was able to stick to just a handful of coverages, with his move to quarters shining brightest in the Super Bowl. For those who don't know quarters, here's how it works and the theory behind it. The idea is to out-leverage the offense, always being ready for the vertical threat, trying to get the quarterback to throw everything underneath, and rally to it. This is achieved by aligning in a 2-high structure, generally with corners and off coverage, providing leverage over each receiving threat. Each defender is then keying on a specific skill position player and will match their coverage based off route and release. The corners are the easiest. They have the number 1 receiver in man coverage unless they go straight underneath, in which case they bail to a deep quarter and get their eyes inside. The safeties and overhang players are then keying on the 2 receiver. The overhang, sometimes referred to as the apex, is played by a linebacker, nickel, or hybrid type player. The coverage is mirrored, so we're going to focus on the bottom of the screen for now. If 2 is in their space, they're guarding them, matching them out to the boundary if they release outside. If the 2 goes inside, they give a call to the mic that they have work coming their way, and look for crossers working back towards them. If the 2 goes long, they look to redirect them and pass them off to the safety who will carry them vertically. If there's no vertical threat from the 2, the safety's free, looking to either cheat over the top of the 1 or look for over routes coming from the far side. The mic is responsible for the 3, matching him in his zone or vertical. However, if he flares fast to the flats, they can give a push call, allowing the overhang player to slide over and take the back, assuming the responsibility of the 2. This has been the Eagles' go-to coverage this season, and it's not like the Chiefs didn't know it was coming. However, the harmony between pass rush and coverage was just too damn good. The quick outs hold the weak side coverage. Nuke runs a 7-step post holding the attention of his corner and the safety. P. Ryan chips and releases to hold the mic, and then Hollywood Brown will run what we call an Usum route, working under the Sam and over the mic to find the hole in the quarters. However, the Eagles' pressure gets home too early. Watch Josh Sweat bull rush Thuney right back into the lap of Kermit, not allowing Mahomes to step in, and the contact sends the radar off. And as we said, the coverage is in sync. Zach Bond knows P. Ryan's chip buys him time to stay middle, and watch the athleticism to jump for the offline ball, setting the Eagles up with a very short field. Again, they know it's quarters, but they can't get to the quick throws in time because pressure is already bothering Patrick. They split P. Ryan, the running back, out wide and have Worthy in the backfield. And with the Eagles staying in the same alignment, we know this is quarters. They then send Worthy in motion fast to the flat, forcing the push call and getting a backer chasing him on the wheel. However, the line won't hold for this, forcing Mahomes to the quick option. The Mike pushes over to defend Kelsey's curl, and the Chiefs bring another curl into the vacated space from the far side, creating a quick option on third. However, both edges bring the heat on this one, and Mahomes is stumbling up and through the pocket, trying to get this to his back as his legs get taken out. So far, we've been looking at formations with 2 receivers each side, but when the teams get into 3x1 sets, Quarters has a great answer. The solo side safety has no number 2 to his side anymore, so is free to help over to the trips. Fangio calls this tricks, but in Quarters language, this is mostly called poach. He'll work across field, keying on the 3, as the 4 defenders here create a box coverage, leaving Philly with the numbers advantage 5-3. The backside will then generally play in man coverage, and this is where the brilliance of both Slay and Mitchell has come in, trusting that they can stay in one-on-one coverage versus these soloed receivers. The Chiefs are outnumbered strong, Kelsey's locked up man-to-man, and the pressure's getting home, leaving Mahomes to spin around on the spot before he goes down. And it was this same box tricks coverage that had Mahomes fooled on the pick 6 too. The Chiefs get him rolling out so the pressure isn't a problem, layered with a flood working right. However, the Eagles have them completely outnumbered and outleveraged. The backer has the late release flat option, and DeJean knows Slay has the leverage on Worthy behind him, sitting in the angle for the comeback route, trying to bait a throw. Mahomes loves that backside crosser, especially late where he trusts his arm, and he falls right into DeJean's trap. The rookie pounces on the release, and with him working crossfield at speed, this is going to be a hard one to stop, showing off the punt return skills to get home and start the route. Overall, they used this tricks tag 16 times against the Chiefs' trips formations, and it really stagnated the offense. By the time the pass rush got home, they didn't have an open route. I mean, where's Mahomes supposed to throw it? Football is a game of numbers, and the Eagles found a way to win this over and over. Here it is again with Kansas City backed up, and this time they only rushed 3, allowing them to flood 6 over the trips with a wide lock added. When Mahomes drops back, there's just nowhere to go front side, and not wanting to get a hold in the end zone, he's quickly running right. He manages to get a jump pass off to his back, but look at the speed at which the Eagles rally, with 3 defenders there to make the tackle. Again, like our last video, I've got to give a lot of love to the rookies here, because they've come in and allowed this system to work. Watch Mitchell playing off, read the rub route, and fire downhill when he spots the Chiefs trying to attack the flats quickly, laying the wood to keep the game to 1. The Chiefs' quick game is inherently tied to the RPO, but with the speed of this defense, it's a real trouble to make it profitable. Mahomes gets this out fast to Worthy on the bubble, but look at the Jets on Cooper DeJean, dragging him down for just a gain of 1. And this is from later in the game, where they started dropping back into cover 3 to keep everything underneath, but the hustle never stops, with 3 players meeting Kelsey to hold him short of the sticks. So the Eagles were excellent, and the game plan worked to perfection. However, I think there's some criticism to be put on the Chiefs for both play and failed adaptation, starting with Mahomes, and this was an extremely poor display by his standards. Yes, the pressure was fierce, but he missed many a throw and read he should make, and dug the Chiefs into the hole they got stuck in. Mahomes missed throws like this that are usually routine between him and Kelsey, and I know he's the most gifted thrower we've ever seen, but these mechanics are sloppy. When you rely on arm talent and fall out of rhythm, you're making the game substantially harder to play, and all the talent in the world won't bail you out against a team full of all pros. There's no rhythm and step in here despite the spacing opening a quick opportunity, with Mahomes in no position to throw an accurate ball, grounding it between the zones. I think this is where the Chiefs need to make changes going into next season. With 2 years worth of film, it's clear the league's shift to quarters has slowed the Chiefs down, and they need to revamp their quick game, both from Mahomes' reading and a play design standpoint. These teams want you to run RPOs. They can force a decision, and all their young guys have grown up defending it since high school. I think next year, we'll see a big trend towards under center, 3- and 5-step drop quick game. Because that's the way to force these teams out of these deep-lying match coverages. Attack them fast before they get a chance to read. The most talented squad in the NFL with a scheme to match, the Eagles rightfully sit atop the mountain after a great year of football. Built through the trenches, the Eagles are the league's model franchise for how to build for long-term success, consistently hitting on draft picks in the league's most prized positions. With excellent cap management, they've been able to build a depth of talent most coaches can only dream of, holding off the three-peat and making a statement of their own. If they keep this squad together, they'll be heavy favorites again next season. But for now, all that matters is that the Philadelphia Eagles are your Super Bowl 59 champions.